And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? You've been talking to one another, haven't you?
Hello. Thanks for having me first. I have a question about manifesting things, and I was wondering if it's enough...
That again.
Is it enough to think about and imagine what you want? Is that enough to create something? Or is it necessary to create something? Or can I just drop resistance and that in and of itself is enough?
Well, this is a good place to pick up where we left off, because that's right what we had brought everything to before we took segment of lunch. So the creation process is happening by knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want. Sifting through life causes you to focus what you want into vibrational beingness. But to bring it all the way home by your standards of manifestation, in other words, if manifesting it is what you want, then you must find a way to vibrationally allow what you've already created. Now, your question is a perfect question, because the question really is, if I get specific about what I want and about what's in my vortex, will it drive me to the vortex or drive me from the vortex? That's really a big question, isn't it? And it really depends on whether you're focused upon the absence of it or the presence of it when you do it. When you're thinking about the presence of something that you want, you become a vibrational match to it right away. But when you are feeling the absence of it while you're talking about the presence of it, it drives you further away from it. That's pretty clear, isn't it? So the answer is, you can tell by the way you feel. If being specific about it and talking about it in detail makes your heart sing, then you're on the right track. But if it makes you feel bad that you don't have it yet, then you're not. Pretty clear, isn't it?
Yes.
We liked something else that you put inside that question. The easiest thing to do, if you're in the vortex, is to talk about it. You have to kind of push it if you're not in the vortex. But a lot of people think that creation is work. You'll come to these gatherings and we say ease and flow, and you say work, work, work. We say the triad of intentions of freedom and growth and joy. And you say, yes, growth, growth, growth. And we say freedom and joy and expansion, certainly, but freedom and joy, if you'll set your sights on joy in this platform of freedom, the result will be expansion. And humans say, yes, growth, 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 growth.
So I don't need to focus on something specifically in order to create it. As long as I drop resistance and I find my way into the vortex.
Well, we want to say yes to that, but truly, your life has already caused you to get really specific. Give us an example of something that you believe you want.
Maserati Gran Turismo. Cuello leather. Oceana blue. I'm pretty specific about it. That's just an example.
So, have you lived other things that helped you to clarify that that's what you want?
Yes.
So you've driven cars that didn't have any real ability to hug the road, is that right?
Yes.
You've driven cars with such loose steering, it's a wonder you even stayed on the road.
Absolutely.
You've gotten into cars that had such an iffiness about them that you never knew for sure when you got in whether you were really going to go anywhere or not.
Absolutely.
You've driven cars that just embarrassed you to be seen in. In other words, all of that specific that you so effectively expressed has come out of what you've been living. And as you were expressing it there just now, you were in complete harmony with it. In other words, speaking about it in that way, you're in complete harmony. But give us something else that you want. That's it, huh?
And I guess I'm looking for really harmonious relationships, especially romantic ones.
And so the specifics of this romantic special relationship have been put there every time you were in a less special one. In moments where you could feel you weren't clicking, you put that into your vortex as something wanted. In moments where you felt like you were not being understood at all, you put that into your... In moments when you wondered if you were even from the same planet, you put that into your vortex. You see what we're getting
Absolutely.
at? In other words, the specifics you have been carving out over a long period of time in day-to-day experiences. The specific is so precise that there is no question on the part of law of attraction or your inner being or your vortex of creation about not just who you are, but what you want. You see, you are not only the creator of that magnificent vehicle or that magnificent relationship, you are the creator of you within them, because you've been right in the driver's seat of life as you've been setting forth those intentions. So you're smack dab in the middle of this vortex, in the middle of all of those things. So getting back to your really wonderful question, the answer is be as specific as you can be and still feel good. And you can tell. Sometimes you might, in the first part of the day, talk specifically about what you want, and you might really be enhancing your vibrational alignment with it. Where later in the day, after something's happened, or after when you've stepped out of the vortex, you could offer the same words and be working against it. It really is a feeling thing. So our words, as always, are get into the vortex and then talk specifically. Get into the vortex and then dream about it openly. Or get into the vortex and chill.
So it's not something that I have to hold in my imagination up
No,
here. It's
no,
something that's already there.
Perfect words. Because the vortex is holding it in precise bookmark readiness. In other words, you put it there, you put it there, you put it there, you put it there. And each time you amended it a little bit, your inner being was amended with it. And now it stands in perfection and readiness for you. Your work is no longer to do that. Your work is to not contradict this vibration with your vibration.
I love it.
That's why a while back we began talking about creation being 3 steps. The first step is ask, and contrast causes you to do that. Once you've asked, the second step takes place, which is Source's job of holding it there in readiness for you. The third step is get into alignment. And so what a lot of people think that creation is, and it's the way you meant it in your question, is, well, there's step 1, ask, and then there's step 2 that I don't really understand, and then there's step 3, ask some more. We say it isn't that way at all. You've already done the asking, now do the allowing.
Love it. Thank you.
And if being specific is fun, then all the better. You see what we're getting at? You do.
Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. Stand if you think it's you. Further forward. Yes.